G'day guys, Aaron Chalner here for Forever Football, DRFC, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel. Blackpool 2, Doncaster Rovers 0. We got embarrassed and they probably gave us a nice plate of fish and chips as a parting gift from the seaside, if the Chippies are still open by this time. It was a disgraceful performance and there was only probably one player in the defensive half that stopped it from being 3-4-5. And that was the goalkeeper, the next generation of GOATs, Lewis Flaming Jones. What a performance that guy had today. What a performance. And Greaves, when he came on, looked a different level. Sims and Coppinger were alright when they came on, but the rest of the starters, overall it was very, very average today. Omar Bogle. Fans said it on social media. He has the head of a 50p piece. A 50p piece head, that's what the fans said on social media. He headed the ball away from the goal. Since when does a clinical striker do that? We said it all along about Omar Bogle. If you were there for the lineup reaction stream that I did with 18 Dapper, and then Bailey came on and Max from Hull came on, and you know, if you saw that stream, you'll have seen that. And me and 18 Dapper were speaking about Omar Bogle, and his build-up play is great, but his finishing is just, I want to say this in the right way, his finishing is not good enough right now. Right at this moment, since he's been here, his finishing's not been good enough. If he's going to stay here, he needs to improve on the finishing aspects. He needs to improve in the final third. And the final third, that's been one of the big things that's probably, put us under the oppression from Blackpool today. They oppressed us. They pressed us big time. And we just didn't do anything with it. We really didn't do anything. I thought the Kilo could have had a greater game. At least he wasn't making too many mistakes. He was being lively. He was a ball of energy. But just didn't have the attacking freedom like he did in the past couple of games. And that was probably because of the fact that we just gave away sloppy possession. And that's probably the way to describe the first half, to be honest. We gave away sloppy possession. We weren't good on the ball. We gave it away too often in quick succession. We made too many mistakes. The first goal, I think it was an unlucky deflection off Jones's boot when he saved it. But the breakaway probably should have never happened because there should have been better defending and passing. Then the second goal, Omar Bogle, that was not a foul, mate. That was not a foul. That was you getting taken down by a Blackpool player in the right way. Because you didn't out-strengthen him. You didn't out-muscle the Blackpool player. It wasn't a foul. The first goal was onside. The second goal wasn't a foul. We can't use that excuse. We really, really can't. Because they could have scored 3-4-5 if it wasn't for Lewis Jones. Let's be perfectly honest here. We can't keep using an excuse like offside and getting fouls, etc. We can't do that. We can't do that. So the first goal was onside, second goal wasn't a foul, and they just broke from it, and it was just poor marking. Defending really needs to improve. Joe Wright is a right back. Sorry, Joe, you're an excellent centre back, but as a right back, it is just square pegs round holes. You're not a proper right back, in my opinion. The sooner you're back at centre back, the better it is for you, for your career. And any other teams that are thinking about getting Joe Wright, do not play him at right back if you get him. Don't play him at right back because he's not good enough in that position. He's better as a centre back in my opinion. Same with Cameron John. He's better as a centre back in my opinion rather than a left back. Even though he can fit the role, he's better as a centre back. So, it's one of those things. But we go away with nothing and we have to just go forward into that last game on Sunday now. Like I said in previous videos, I'm going to be at the Keep Mo on Sunday. I'm going to walk down this early morning, obviously because the game kicks off around 12 o'clock, so I want to try and get down there for about 9:30 at best. If you think I need to get there at an earlier time, comment down below and I'll do that. But yeah, it's just been awful today, absolutely awful. And Blackpool deserved the 3 points. They needed a point to get into the playoffs. They've got it, and yeah, that's their season extending into May. For the rest of May. But yeah, just poor from us. Really, really poor. We played like we gave up. We played like we did the last 8-9 weeks where we gave up and wrote the season off before it was even mathematically written off. So, But there we go. But let's go into the player ratings before we talk about what we need to do in the last game of the season. So let's start off with the substitutes. Bogle, 4, and that's being honest, 4. Absolutely woeful, needs massive, massive improvement, and just not happy with him, to be honest. Greaves, 7, by far one of the greatest players on the field, let alone the greatest substitute of them all. Greaves was one of the better players out there in the time that he had. He was one of the better players all throughout this squad. Absolutely brilliant performance, got into tackles, very physical, got involved, put in wonderful passes. Yes, he had a stray shot over the bar for miles and probably hit a home run in the baseball stadium, but overall it was a great performance from Greaves, and I want to see him start now. And I'll talk about my predictions in terms of team lineups on Saturday. Sims, 6, alright. Tried to get involved a little bit, but that's about it. Coppinger, 6, made a few passing mistakes, but apart from that, it was alright. Let's get into the team then. Lewis Jones, first of all, in goal. I'm going to give him an 8. He was my man of the match for me. Comment down below if you think Lewis Jones was man of the match. Excellent saves. Couldn't do anything about the 2 goals he conceded. But apart from that, just world-class saves. And there's a reason why I want him as number 1 keeper next season and for the rest of this season. It's because he's absolutely quality. Quality guy off the pitch. Quality guy on the pitch. Just amazing. Couldn't fault him. Right at right back, I'm going to give him a 5. Just average today. And the better he's, and like I said, the better he's at centre back, the closer and the quicker he's at centre back, the better for me. The 2 centre backs, Butler and Anderson, get 6s. Overall, just alright. Horton at left back, 6. Alright. In my opinion, I don't think you should start him against Peterborough. It needs to be James at left back and bring Richards into that midfield with Coppinger on the wings. That's just my opinion. In the midfield, James gets a 6. Just a few passing mistakes. Didn't look the best. Looked a little bit shaky around the back and just, not good at all. Smith gets a 7. At least he tried to make some forward passes. At least he tried to, run and try and make stuff happen. So I give him credit for that. Lakilo, 6. I think that Lakilo, he had the freedom to make space. He tried to run into space and he tried, but it was just an alright performance, just okay. Richards on the left, a 6. Again, made stuff happen, tried to make other stuff happen, and just, but one thing that did note me about Richards, and this is that mentality again of not trying. I think it was just before the second goal. Do you see when he got spun, he had to turn over and look over his shoulder to sort of turn his body and run? He slowly turned his head and jogged. That could have been 2-0 and it could have ended up being a 3-0 loss. And there needs to be more marking. He got spun way too easily. There needs to be a consistency of trying and playing for the pride of the shirt. That moment, that one moment in particular, was just one of those moments where he didn't look like he tried in that moment. He needs to try for the 90 minutes he's on the pitch like every other player. But he tried to make stuff happen. Not the worst performer on the field, just alright. Okunabiri, that had to come off in the first half, 6. Just alright when he was playing that first sort of half an hour. But came off and just it looks like it's an ankle injury, so it could be Okunabiri's season over. And then finally, John Jules, going to give him a 6 as well. Looked lively and just alright. So that's the last away review of the season. What do we need to do in our final game on Sunday against Peterborough United at the Keepmoat Stadium? Just go for it. Just absolutely go for it. This is Coppinger's final match in a Doncaster Rovers shirt. For the last time in 17 years, that's his last game on Sunday. One more 90 minutes for James Coppinger as a Doncaster Rovers player after 17 years serving at this club. Do it for him. If you're not going to do it for yourselves, do it for him. And do it the way that I know he would want to do it. So that would be my message to the players. Just go out there, put every single ounce of breath, sweat, blood and tears you can do for this club. Don't matter whether you're a loanee and you're going back to City or Brighton in the summer. Doesn't matter whether you're out of contract and you might want to walk or you might want to stay. Doesn't matter. Don't matter if you're a permanent player. Don't matter if you're, a youth academy player, homegrown talent. Every single one of the players on that pitch and on the bench and the ones watching, Give your all. I don't care whether you're playing football, watching on the bench, watching on the sidelines, watching from the stands if you're not involved in the match. I don't care. Give your all for your role, for your job on Sunday, because we need that atmosphere. Us fans are going to be outside the stadium on Sunday. We're going to give atmosphere. We're going to shout from the rooftops. We're going to give you the atmosphere needed. And we want to see that on the pitch. We want to see it translate from outside the stands onto the pitch. That's what we want to see. And see this horrible second half of the season out with a massive, massive, massive high to send Coppinger on a farewell. He'll never forget, and we'll never forget. So there we go, guys. On Sunday, I will be outside the stadium, so if you do want to see me, you do want to be involved in a clip or a fan cam, just look out for me. You'll recognise, I'm sure you might recognise this face, you might not, but if you do recognise me from the videos and you see me around the stadium on Sunday, and if you want to be involved in Coppinger's final match video, I am planning to film a video on Sunday morning at the stadium with the fans. So if you do want to come up to me and be a part of this Coppinger's final day vlog video, then please don't be afraid to come up to me. Stay distant, of course, COVID measures apply, and be a part of Coppinger's final match, because it is a legendary moment. You know, I was a kid when we left Bellevue. I was a young teenager when John Ryan stepped down for the final time as an owner of Doncaster and the chairman of Doncaster Rovers Football Club. And I will leave as an adult in the James Coppinger era, the last of John Ryan's major long-term stars leaving the club, and it's going to be a new era. It's going to be a new era in general. You know, next season, new manager, new talent identification manager, new players. Coppinger's gone. First season in 17 years, or around 16 years technically, without Coppinger, because of course he had that season out on loan at Nottingham Forest. But no, it's going to be a weird one. But let's see Coppinger out on a high on Sunday. So stay tuned for the preview on Saturday, and keep your eyes out for me at the Keep Mo on the Sunday. That's why there won't be a lineup reaction show on the Sunday, because I'll be at the stadium. Unless I can do it live, which I don't know if I can or not, depending on my mobile data. I hope it's not gone, which I don't think it is, thank God. But if you do see me around the stadium, just come and say hi. If you want to be a part of the video, just say, and I'll get you on camera. And for now, guys, I'm Aaron Chandler from Feather Football, DRFC. Keep living the Rovers life, and that, my friends, full-time. Rovers side die, and I'll see you on Saturday for the final preview of the season. Rovers